finances became a problem after you wasn't able to pay child support? How did that work?
Once I became able to pay for it, it was like I couldn't see them. That's why I was saying it was more control. You know, it's like, you know, I'm running this here, and you know, you just a backdrop.
So once you wasn't able to pay the child support, so was it a lot? Did you have to pay a lot in child support?
No, the back pay really was only about what, from the beginning was $2,000, you know, and they just snatched that. And at that time, I was fighting to stay at Prairie Shore, and Prairie Shore was about to evict me, and so that money came. Okay,
so you just had a downtime.
Oh yeah, it was down.
Okay, so when you say control now, control meaning if you don't have the money, then you can't see the kids.
That's
Is that
correct.
What you mean?
That's it. That's it. That's the bottom line. That's right.
So how did you handle that?
So I went down and protested down at child support, and what they did was they gave me my visitation.
So you went to protest at child support. Well, did they say, well, you're not paying child support, so?
No, because it's not based on, you know, how much you're paying at the time. It's based on trying to pull both of you together so, you know, the child can have an even life, you know.
Okay, so I guess what I'm trying to find out, because you said the finances was a big problem, and once you was not able to pay child support, then they said, oh no, she wouldn't let you see
That's correct.
the kids.
That's right.
So you had to go to child support.
That's correct.
And say, hey, she won't let me see the kids because I don't have money to pay. Is that what you did?
That's correct, because she'll be, they'll be violating your rights.
Okay, so how long did it take, or how long did it take for you to get through to child support to see her in order to make those arrangements?
It didn't take long. It didn't take long. All you have to do is go down and fill out certain papers down at the Daily Center, and then from the Daily Center, they'll give you a court date to come. And once the court date comes, they'll tell you, they'll send you to, I'm trying to think of this place, whereas they counsel both, you know, they counsel both of you on the child. And then once the counseling is through, then they give you your, how can I say, your holidays that you want to spend with them. How can I say?
You all make some type of arrangements amongst
that's
the
correct.
courts and you two.
That's correct.
That's how, okay, so at that point, I mean, because a lot of people need to know, you know, the steps that they can take. So at that point, you saying, well, hey, I'm not working. So what did they have to say about that?
Okay, when you're not working, they can't force you to work. You know, they're not forcing you to work. What they do is they just wait until you have a job, and once you have a job, they just go into your funds, and you know, and you start supporting the child.
So after you did start being able to pay child support again, did they make you pay more money?
No, they didn't. They only going to go by the income that you're getting, and you know, they go by, whereas how can I say, other things that you have to pay outside child support in order to keep yourself going.
Okay.
So they always got, you know, they got a sheet, whereas, you know, you itemize what you have to do, and you turn it back to courts, and then they say that they can't go back in and take any more money because this is what you have to do with your half.
Okay. All right. So now, okay, you said you all went to court and you had to make arrangements to be able to see your daughter.
That's correct.
Okay. So at that point, what was the issue then?
The issue then was, it's more like, how can I say, it's always whereas that they'll try to keep you down because they don't want to see you up with nobody else. So they always try to come back and forth in order to cut, you know, the mother will try to come in and cut your finance so you won't have nothing to share where you at.
Okay, so I mean, okay, now you saying, okay, well, I was able to start back paying child support, but then you were able to see your kids at the same time.
That's correct. So
now you're saying that she was still trying to cut you down, so she was asking for more money directly from your pocket?
That's correct, because now what she wanted them to do when we went to court, she wanted them to sell my car. Yeah.
To sell your
to
car.
sell my car, yeah, because then that would pay, you know,
The back pay?
Yeah, that'd pay the back pay. But see, what happened was is that once they found out the car wasn't a luxury, it was a necessity, they had to leave it alone. It's a necessity by state plates when you're handicapped.
Oh, okay.
So they had to throw that away. So she got real.
Oh, so they can actually take your car.
Yeah, it's a luxury. If it's a luxury, they can take it.
That's only if you owe back pay.
That's right. Right. Because what happened was the prosecutor asked the judge, since it's a luxury, can we ask him to sell it? And then I stated to the judge that it's not a luxury, it's a necessity. And so when she said, why is it a necessity? I said, because it has handicap plates. So they couldn't mess with it.
Oh, so did you know they was going to bring that up when you went in there?
She just hit me real quick. You know? And so I had to think, because like I said, that's the luxury, it's going out the window. So I'd say, oh, wait, it's a necessity. So once, the necessity came, it's just by, just thinking quick.
So besides just paying child support every month or whatever, however it go, did you also just like give them money just to like maybe
that's always, whatever, I have in my pocket, I go back and give it, and I even takes them out to dinner and everything, so that wasn't a problem. The problem is when you show up with something new. That's when it becomes another problem.
What do you mean when you show up with something?
Okay, it's like for instance, the other Cadillac. I went from the black Cadillac to the maroon Cadillac. Once she seen that, right. So once she seen that, I was back down in court.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the way it goes.
Oh, so she said,
he can afford that. He can afford other things. So she sent me right back down there, and I was saying, well, this is transportation that I need, and I just traded that one off for this one, in order to upgrade my car.
You have to be reliable.
Right, there you go. So they just left that alone again and moved to the next, situation.
Okay, so now.
You can't show that you're doing good, in other words, because then it's another fight.
So, I mean, that means that you all just like, it sounds like to me just like a lot of nitpicking. That's small.
Well, that's what it becomes, because it'll show that it'll show her that I'm in control and you just following, that's all it is. You follow, I control. That's all the fight was about.
Okay, so
I couldn't show up with nothing new, but she can show us something new, but I couldn't show up with nothing new.
Oh, okay. So I thought it go by the amount of money both parties make.
It really goes by, the father, how much he's making and how much he can afford, Now, if he's down, I think I heard that, I think they said she can pay child support too. I never got into that situation.
But that's only if you have custody
Right, that's it.
So how many times did you get your kids?
Oh man, I went back a lot of time and got, my kids after she found out she couldn't use them against me.
And you never married?
No, I never married, because those reasons, control, it's not more of, how can I say, accommodating you, it's more, I control this.
So let me ask you now, seeing that, okay, this breakup, it was, do you think because of the way you all broke up, that this was partially part of the problem of the back and forth with the kids?
That's right, it was.
So did either one of you ever think of, we don't want to have the kids in the middle of this, we don't want to have the kids seeing.
I thought about it all the time, but it's her showing that, she has control over what she's doing. That's what she was trying to show.
You keep saying control. When you say control.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, it's like,
because I hear that a lot. So
it's like when you go out and you can't be with nobody, but she can be with somebody. You say, so it's like, he climbing up on his feet. So once she see that you climbing up on your feet, she'll try to interrupt your funds again. Because it's jealousy. Jealousy plays a part too.
So how old were the kids when this started off?
Man, they was
How old are they now?
Oh, okay. My oldest daughter is 17 and the other one is 14.
Oh, wow.
And my son is 13.
Okay, yeah, I want to get on because we talking about two different.
Right, it's pretty much the same once you level it off.
So now, okay, I'm going back to what was the problem with you all breaking up, and you all never came to, well, let's stop this because of the kids. I mean, did you ever see where it was affecting the kids?
Okay, this is where I get out. Okay, when you state to a person that your services are no longer rendered, you got to go, so I'm not going to stay around when you don't want me around. You see?
Oh, so you saying she actually just put you
right,
out? That's
because
why.
I'm not up to her speed. I'm not. How can I say? I'm not progressing fast enough for her. So it's time to get out and find somebody who gonna, progress at her point.
So what was the actual cutoff? I mean, what?
The cutoff was, I'm not producing that. You see what I'm saying? At that time, so it's time for you to find another place.
So do you think that it was something that you were doing mentally besides it being you not progressing?
It wasn't that I was playing around. It was just, I just had a financial problem at that time.
Oh, when you were with her as well?
Right. It wasn't playing around. It's just financially I was, hustling, every way to stay in Prairie Shore. After that, maintain my car. After to maintain the car, you have doctor bills that, it's a lot of stuff was, running through. So, I can only put so much out.
So you think that's the reason you all broke up?
Yeah, it was the finance. Because as long as I was working, everything was happy. As long as I was working and money was coming in, everything was happy. But, after that...
So in other words, you telling me that she never really understood
that's it.
What was going on.
That's it. And then, in order to keep me where I was at, see, I get deep with it. In order to keep me where I was at, she had my other daughter, you see, and that supposed to kept me right there in a,
Oh, so you feel that she had the second baby?
That's right.
To hold you there.
Hold me down.
So she had
Because see, I was going with a young lady. See, I quit. I went with another young lady.
Oh, wait a minute now.
See, that's what I say. It's a lot of twists and turns.
So I see why.
It's a lot of twists and turns.
Okay.
No, I went when she told me to go. I was going with another lady. You see what I'm saying? So then when she came back and told me she was pregnant again, I said, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to go back to where, my kids at. And that's when she knew when I let the other one go, she started acting up again. Right.
Okay.
See, it's all control.
You know what? We're gonna talk about this other relationship, and then when this baby came in. So we're gonna go to commercial break, and when we come back, we're gonna finish speaking with Perry D. Banks about how can we possibly get along. We're gonna go to commercial break, and we'll be right. Possibly. Baby's mamas, dramas. Is that how they said? Baby mama dramas.
That's it.
That's what you had some years ago, right?
That's right. Big time.
Yeah, so now before we went to break, actually you were talking about how your ex had ended up having another baby in order to hold you. That's something else that I've heard. To me, I don't think that's a good idea to have a baby to try to hold somebody. You can't hold nobody.
That's true.
Okay? You can keeping confrontation. That's all it'll cause. Matter of fact, and we're going to go back to it, I was listening to the radio going to work one morning, and it was a woman that was dealing with a married man, and this man already said they was just sneaking off, doing whatever. She ended up getting pregnant. And the man said, look here, don't have no babies, because I don't want to have nothing to do with that. I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Right. So she went on, had the baby. I guess she thought that he was going to leave his wife.
That's right.
But see, he already had a wife and a kid at home, so he was just out doing some stuff he ain't had no business doing, which sound like a little bit of what you getting ready to finish telling me. However, you know, she ended up having this baby, so now she on the radio trying to get the people to call and try to make the man be in the child's life. Now the man been paying child support, but he don't want to have nothing to do with the kid because that's the promise he made to his wife, that he wouldn't have nothing else to do with this woman. So this kid getting ready to graduate out of high school, and the kid wants to know her father. Well, again, she on Facebook, you know, everybody Facebooking and YouTubing. She done met her brother on Facebook. Yeah, it's deep now. It's deep. So now she's saying, well, ma'am, you know, my brother is with the daddy. I want my daddy to come. I want to meet him, and I want him to come to my graduation. So that's really where the story ended up at. But again, that's a bad situation because this kid didn't ask to be there.
Right.
They didn't ask to be here.
That's right.
So I think I would have, if I was in a position like that, I would have honored what this man said by saying, don't have no babies. I'm not leaving my home, whatever. You know, you knew what you was getting in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to get back on you because, I mean, it just kind of sound like, you know, you was just kind of going back and forth. The only difference is that you wasn't married.
Right.
Okay, so now you say this woman had this baby, and then she turned around. You had went on about your business.
Right.
You was seeing somebody else.
That's right.
Okay, so you feel that she had another baby. Come on, talk.
So when I went on and done, as you said, what I wanted to do, and she said, well, wait, I got to hold him up because now, see, I'm getting set with another woman. You see, and that's, you know, all your finances, you know, it's going to be great on that end. So what she had to do is come back in and throw another monkey wrench in and say, you know, knowing how my heart is, you know, she only going to do it if she know how your heart is. You know, well, he know he's going to come back, he going to do the right thing, and, you know, we'll take it from there. And when I did come back, like I said, and she was gone, the other lady, when I said I'm going back to do the right thing, that's when she started acting up.
This one is pregnant again, so I'm going to go back. So now, do your children actually know at this point what you actually had to go through in order to stay in their lives?
No, I never really mentioned it to them. You know, I figured, you know, once they get older and they ask me, you know, as they get grown, then I can tell them the story, but I'm not going to try to, you know, filtrate it as when they're young because I feel that they too young to understand how I had to make that move. You know.
But not so much as that. You made the move, but you're saying that you still made it happen where you can be a part of their lives.
Right. That's correct.
So they still had to know children are very smart.
Yeah, that's true.
They can sense from the mother and the father when things is going on. So I mean, do you feel like they respect, or, you know, they still love you overall, even though whatever was going on between you and the mother? I mean, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can understand, you know, how they have to keep a distance from me because the reason why is like, you stay here, you know.
What you mean a distance?
Well, she never wanted them, how can I say, if they act out more towards me, my favor, then it's like, you know, you got this is the only place you can stay. She used that against them. And see, and I stated to my daughter one time she wanted to come move with me. I said, you can move with me. I said, but all the rules change once you come here. You don't have no dating here, you see what I'm saying? You come in at a responsible hour. And like I said, you know, you just don't do all the things that you've done at your mother's house. All that changes once you come here. So she respected that because I stated to her, you don't have long to get out of high school. Do the right thing. You know. So
do you feel that seeing that you all had been going back and forth with the child support and the this and the that and the controlling part, do you feel overall that she did a good job with?
Yeah, I feel she did a good job with him, you know, because none of them so far came in the house pregnant, you see. So I feel she did a, you know, very good job. And that's why I always,
well, you said earlier that you told your daughter if she came with you that she had to no dating and stuff like
right,
that.
I was going to be more stricter because, I don't, how a father feel about it. His daughter, he don't want no, man easing up in the house or sitting around, stuff like that when her mother might be more lenient. That's why I never really interfered with her about raising the girls, because the woman, is, been places so she can control that, that action. Me, I've been more, out of order, you see.
Oh, okay. So now, again, I want to go back to, so she had the second baby. Now, this other young lady that you were with.
Had my son.
Okay, so the son is in between the two girls, so they were pregnant together? How did that work?
No, that didn't, my son wasn't born until 2000, to 2000, and the girls was born, the oldest 95 and the other one 97.
Okay.
So, it was a break in between, so.
Oh, but this was the same two women you were going back and forth in between?
No, it was different, right. It's a different one because the one that I was messing with when she had my daughter, we broke up, because, she said, I can't see you going back there and, no matter what she having for you because she just trying to set you up. But I said, I'm going back to do the right thing, and that's to be with her. And if things came out to be whereas we can compromise, we'll get married. But there never was a compromise in between, so I couldn't marry her.
So did you feel you wanted to marry her because you were in love with her, or you wanted to marry her because of your children?
Well, love plays a big part of it because you have to love her in order to, to me, in order to understand. You just can't just like a person and, have no understanding. You have to love them. So once you start really seeing for what they're worth, that they want to pull out of you, you no longer, you just have to be the stronger person. You have to move away.
Oh, okay. So now with the son, your son, what happened with that?
Okay, with my son, this is what I felt. I felt that she had too much of her father's, her daughter's father coming into her life when we sharing a life. We sharing a life. What is your like I said, I know that's your daughter's, your daughter's.
Oh, so this young lady already had
that's correct.
A child.
That's correct.
Okay.
Now I know I don't mind that, but you pick your daughter up and you go about your business. We don't sit around at the table on Thanksgiving when he ain't got no woman there and it's just me, you, and him, and your daughter and my son. It don't work that way because that's disrespectful. Because if I brought the baby mama over with my two daughters like that, it'd have been something at the table. You see? So that's why I had to break communication with her because she wasn't respecting me as a man. See, I'm respecting her as a woman. I'm not bringing the one with my two daughters over. Don't bring.
But you do know it's several families that get along like that. You do know that, right?
I don't know that.
You hear it on TV all the time.
I don't know, but I'm just saying in reality.
Right, you saying reality.
In reality, a man, he loves his place, like a lion. He loves to be in his domain. He don't like nobody to take him out of his domain if he's a real lion.
Wow.
He ain't gonna let nobody take he ain't gonna let no one take him out of his domain.
So now, at this point, where do you go far as a relationship with your kids? Where do you go from there?
I deal with them at hand. I don't deal with her too much. I deal with them at hand. And if she has something to say about like the school or anything like that, I take all that in. But I don't have nothing to do, with her personal ways. We only here to deal with the child.
So did you, is that how you started kind of dealing with things to try to ease the confrontation between the two of you all?
Right. I started dealing with, my son. If she have anything to say that, how can I say, he's
because
in
you
school.
went through a lot with him.
Yeah,
I heard you saying.
It was a lot of stuff going on with her, but it was just that she started listening to outside people. And that's how we broke apart,
So, I mean, because you went to court a few times with him as well, right?
Yeah, because see, what happened was that I guess what was happening is that it was another guy involved with her. That's what I'm thinking, you know. And so, well, since he's stepping up, as she called him, to be daddy, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, put me out the way. And I'm not going to let you put me out the way, and that's my flesh and blood and name. You know.
So why does she feel that this man was stepping up to be daddy if you were in your son's life?
Well, that's all about, like I said, to keep me out of the picture and to show that she right and I was wrong. Right
and wrong about what?
The reason I left him because he wasn't no good. That's what, you know, that's the whole, how can I say, thing that they want to show, that you're no good. That's why he's not around here. He's no good. But that's not true. What it is that everybody can't put up, you know, what you trying to put out. You know, I can't keep putting up what you putting out. You ain't doing it the right way. You know.
So let me ask you, because I see so much of this, and it's just like, who's right, who's wrong? Well, a lot of times, and I know women do not, they do not accept breakup so well.
Right, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
So, and I mean, I'm just being honest. So it's like, they don't sometimes, you know, and you have to learn to be the bigger person.
Right.
And say, okay, hey, this is not working out. Okay, I'm hurt. You did whatever it was you did to me, that's okay. But we need to try to get along for these kids.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I see that a lot, that it's just like we so busy trying to get after one another instead of just saying, okay, let's at least get along for the kids. And I know sometimes you still have that little jealousy thing where because you still kind of care, so they digging in to what you doing, where you at, where you going, and
that's right. Well, see, it comes down to your finance. If you not, you know, paying out what they thought you was gonna pay, then I'm gonna yo-yo the kid. You know, in other words, I'm let them out, let them in, let them out.
So did you ever feel bad because you couldn't pay out what they wanted you to pay?
I never felt bad because it's all in God's hand. You know, I can only give what I got. You know, so I just have to be myself and keep moving on.
So if you lived and dealt with both of them, financially they should have known exactly what was coming in and what was going out, far as because you lived with both.
Well, see, this is what they don't see. The kids will never see the money. The mothers see the money. The kids, you think they're going to sit them at the table and say, this is how much you get? They're not going to do that. They're going to say, I'm doing it. They're not going to show what you're doing. They're going to show what they're doing.
So, okay, so have you ever had a chance to actually sit down and say, look, you know, do you feel that the mothers bad talked about you to the kids?
Yeah, I know it for a fact, right.
And see, that's why I asked about your relationship.
Because when my birthday come up, why I don't get a call? But when their birthday come up, I'm calling. See, so that means it's control on the other end. I wish you would pick up that phone and you know, and they have to stay in place. Because I heard my daughter say this one time when the one with my daughter, her and her mother was getting into it, and her mother wanted to come over and, you know, see the kids, and she said, don't let my mother in. And then my daughter said, well, what was I supposed to do? I said, well, you're supposed to not let her in because it's her house, you know, because you have to stay in line. Because if you do something out of line, she's going to want to get you out of there. So you did the right thing.
Okay. So
it shouldn't happen that way, but, you know, you have to go along with where you're at.
So now, at this point, tell me, what would be the secret? What is your secret now to be able to get along with the baby's mamas?
Oh, to have a peace of mind.
Yeah, to have
the peace of mind is to stay in my zone. You know, don't go nowhere near her zone, stay in my zone. I can do what I only can do. You know, not what you're trying to force me to do. And things should work out from there.
So when you say stay in your zone, you just...
I just don't, you know, what they need this and they need that. I can only give what I have because that's the way I was raised. You know, my father didn't go out and break his neck. You know what I'm saying? He just said, it's not here, ain't no money. You know, ain't no money. So you have to deal with the situation at hand. You know? So that's the way I was raised. That's the way I put it out. You know.
So now let me ask you. Now, are you dating now?
No, I'm not dating now. I'm trying to get myself together. You know, and put myself. I'm really trying to go back to school because I'm trying to go back now and be a teacher. So, you know.
What you want to teach?
Math, you know, basic stuff, English, you know, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, so that's your main reason for not dating, or is it just that you haven't run?
Well, I have to. Well, like I said, I'm more of trying to get myself together because you don't want to go around yourself. You don't want to take yourself around nobody and you ain't together. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your act together. That way, you won't bring a lot of problems in your relationship. You know, and if a person see you striving such as they striving, then y'all both start working together. But you can't come in your relationship empty-handed. You got to be about something.
Right. So that means that you would try to do things in another way, a totally different way when it came to relationship. I
wouldn't do what I have done when I first started dating the ones with my kids, simply because now I know it's more of it's more of a spiritual sense. It's more of a spiritual sense when you connect. Yeah.
Okay, so you would do things in another way.
Totally different way, right?
Totally
it'd be more, it'd be more spiritual instead of just I'm here, I'm gonna do this, one come, now I'm gonna take more of a spiritual action towards what I'm gonna have a relationship with.
So what would be your dream wife or someone that you would start dating? What would you look for in them other than
spiritual sense? That's what I would look for. Spiritual sense. Financially, we can pull it together, because I know I know when she's intelligent, we both can roll, But if you have one that just, on the money kick, which you need money, you know what I'm saying? It's just how you go about getting it. If you're both intelligent, you're always gonna roll. But if you just got that ignorant side, you're gonna have them bumps and bruises.
Yeah, I asked that question because, first of all, you are a very charming young man or man, and you always dress very nice. So I know that you probably get a lot of women